Okay, we're back with another episode of High Rated Edison, and today we have 808 on 1419 rating versus a True Hero on 970 rating. So 808 really deep into the top 100. I think they might be top 10 with that. A True Hero fighting for their way into it. So opening hands are Gear Frame, Mirror Force, Fortress, Crystal Seer, and Stratos. This is the Hero Machina deck that's been really popular lately. Deep Sea Diva, Torrential, Bottomless, Stratos, Braincon, and Heavy Storm. So it looks like a True Hero is back on the Diva deck, which is nice to see. This is kind of their forte, so let's see how it goes for them. So going to start with Stratos. Stratos is going to add Prodigy. Sets the Bottomless and passes, draws into Rotor on this side. Yeah, it's going to start with the Gear Frame. Yeah, not choosing to Bottomless that. Which makes sense. Picks up a Fortress. Gear Frame just going to crash. Yeah, may as well. Sets the Rotor, passes, draws into the Deck Devi now. Okay, so they're going to set the Deck Devi and pass, draws into the Solemn. Stratos coming down on this side now. That's going to grab a Prisma. Yeah, really nice. Rotor, going to grab the Alias. Yeah, thinning that deck. Going to get in for 18 now. Sets the Solemn and passes. Okay, draws into the Gilman. Bit unfortunate. They probably would have wanted to have fired off the Diva before they saw a Gilman. So, going to grab the Prodigy. We'll see how many they play, actually. So, going to summon the Prodigy. Going to Deep Sea Diva. Yeah, that's going to say okay to that. Yeah, the Solemn would have been an attractive look there for 808, I think. Just because this can go into, you know, Armory Arm, Goyo, do what they want. But maybe their plan is to just Solemn whatever comes out. Or not use it at all. Braincon coming over now. So that's going to take the Stratos. They're going to make a level 8. They're going to make Thought Ruler. Yeah, 808 going to think on that. Oh, yeah, it's tough, isn't it? I think... I mean, 808 is an incredible player. So this whole match, far be it for me to discuss, you know, how they're playing. But I think you kind of need to do that because you've not really got anything that gets over Thought Ruler. It would proc the Deck Devi. Or it wouldn't proc the Deck Devi either, sorry, because it wouldn't touch the field. So I wonder if actually you do just Solemn there. And then try and pick up the wins using like your fortresses and stuff. Let's see how it goes though. So Thought Ruler going to go in. 808 definitely thought about it and they decided it wasn't the right decision. So going to set the Crystal Seer. Back row is now Bottomless, Solemn, Mirror Force, Deck Devi, Bottomless, and I'm going to pass over. It wasn't to the Allure this side now. Yeah, looks tempting, but I wouldn't do it. I'm going to summon out the Gilman now. Gilman and Diva into Catasta. Yeah, okay. Still going to get your flip effect, so that's nice. Draws into... Oh, there's no way. There's no way. Oh, god damn. Miracle Fusion and D-Prison, obviously putting the D-Prison back. Getting in with the Thought Ruler, that's going to get met with the Mirror Force, and then Deck Devi going to go off. Yes, they can see the hand, so they're just writing the hand down, and so they're knowing they're not going to take anything out of it. So puts them on turn 1 on Deck Devi, sets the TT and passes. Okay, goes into the Compulse, reveals the Compulse, summons out the Alias now. Yeah, gets in. Yeah, it's not worth Bottomless in or TT, I guess, at this point. Sets the TT of their own, passes over. Into their own Miracle Fusion. Okay, now we're talking. Let's see how it goes. So, gonna have a big thing, gonna pass it over. Just into Braincon now. Yep, okay, so Fortress for Fortress. That's probably gonna get met with a Bottomless or a TT. Yeah, TT makes sense. Miracle Fusion now, the Crystal Seer and the Stratos for the Ab Zero. That's gonna get met with Bottomless. That's gonna get retaliated with Solemn. Normal summon the Prisma now. And that's gonna do it. Yeah, wow, what a match. What a match. Okay, going into game number 2 now, so True Hero is gonna get to go first. So opening hands are Oppression, Trap Stun, Rotor, Braincon, Crow, Cyber Dragon, Sangan, Grepher, Armor Knight, Deep Prison, and Miracle Fusion. So it's doing dark stuff as well. Okay, I see you, a true hero. I see you doing stuff. So sets the Sangan now, sets the Deep Prison and passes, draws into the Bottomless, going to rotor for the Stratos. Stratos add the Prisma. Yeah, this is nice. And that's probably going to, run into the Sangan. So Sangan, pick up Deep Sea Diva, sets the Bottomless, sets the Oppression and passes. Okay, picks up the Infernal Prodigy now. Infernal Prodigy is a nice pickup here. The problem is these back row. We know what they are. A true hero doesn't, and we know they're about to punish any kind of special summoning. So Armor Knight going to dump the Malicious and pass. Draws into Gear Frame now. Yeah, this is the thing about this like Machina hero deck. Is like you're playing 4 versions of Stratos effectively, and it's just so consistently able to see both sides. Like maybe not from turn 1. You know, maybe it takes a few turns for you to see like both sides and get them like fully in rotation. But like when you're playing consistency cards like these two, you are just going to see so much of the engine on each side. So picks up the Fortress now. Yeah, that's going to get over the Armor Knight with the Stratos. Sorry, get in with the Gear Frame. Draws pull in the rug now. Okay, so how do you start? How do you start this if you're a true hero? And you've got 2 things that can go off if you control no monsters, and you're probably assuming the back row is going to be, you don't know what the back row is, but you've done a few things to like rule out something, so you probably know that they interrupt summons or special summoning. So what do you try and go for? I think you try and go for the Cyber Dragon and then take this out. Then I think you just beat over and play in main 2. Let's see what the true hero does. We know this isn't going to get through though. So the Oppression, yep. So Grepher's going to come down now, pitch the Prodigy, dump the Necro, and set the Pulling. Yeah, I think that's the only option they had. So Stratos going to try and get in, going to get met with Necro Gardener, and then they're going to banish the Gear Frame. I think you banish the Stratos, right? I think you banish the Stratos and you Necro the Gear Frame, because like I guess you've seen them take Prisma actually, so maybe you're more worried about the equip on a Fortress than you are about the like Miracle Fusion, because Plasma is just Prisma, sorry, is just a like with Miracle Fusion it's a 2 card Ab Zero, because you can reveal Terra Firma, dump Ocean, then use itself an Ocean. So yeah, maybe that is correct. Sets the trap stun, passes. So back row, just for a recap, Deep Prison, Bottomless, Oppression and Stun. And then on this side it's Pulling. So yeah, there's not a lot a true hero can do here. So they're just going to set their back rows, bluff Miracle Fusion and a Deep Prison. Pass it over, draws Deep Prison themselves. Going to Prisma now, reveal Terra Firma, dump Ocean. Try and get in. That's going to get met with Deep Prison, that's going to get retaliated with Trap Stun. And going to get in for 17 now as well. Okay, draws into Smashing Ground. Going to Smashing Ground the Prisma. Pass, draws into Miracle Fusion. Yeah, I mean, this is just Stratos beatdown at this point. There's not a whole lot anyone can do about it. So, draws into Gold Sark. Gonna Gold Sark for the heavy, yep. Yeah, makes sense. Set the Diva, so you try and survive and pass. Machina Force now. I think you'd be firing off these and just forcing your opponent's life down, maybe. Draws into Mali. Yeah, oh yeah, you're definitely trying to do it now. Pitches Fortress for hand size. Gets Heavy Storm back now, but I think it's a little bit too late. Yeah. Yeah, wow. So a nice clean sweep for 808. What a match. I mean, this Deep Sea Diva deck is so cool. We saw in the last game the kind of Thought Ruler play. We saw the Infernal Prodigy, Deep Sea Diva kind of stuff. yeah, really cool deck, and a true hero really has a good handle on how this is meant to work and all the plays they're meant to make. Very little I could take from that was I would look at and think was, you know, maybe not the right move, and they know the deck so well. I'd be tempted to say they played it as well as it could have been. This deck from 808 though, I mean 808 has been crushing it on ladder lately. Almost every match I see them play, they win, and it's normally with this hero Machina build, which they have just gotten so good with. A few people are saying you shouldn't be on Seer anymore. I disagree, and it looks like 808 does as well. I think you should still be playing a couple of supplementary waters to improve your water count, just so you can make Absolute Zero live as much, as often as possible when you eventually do draw the Miracle Fusion. And the Crystal Seer, as we saw in this game, last game, sorry, helps you dig for that Miracle Fusion, which can just shut the lights out. So I think it's still worth playing. 808 clearly does as well. This is one hell of a match, but it never felt like they were out of control. And actually, what's really interesting is this Royal Oppression, some of their back row really just turned this into a hero beatdown deck. And your worry as well is if you're the opponent, if you're a true hero, yeah, you Heavy Storm, sure, get all this off the field. If it even works, obviously, you know, they don't know that these aren't Solemn or Starlight Raider. So, you know, get it all off field, fine. But you've already seen them add like Machina cards to hand. Like you Heavy Storm them, you take Royal Oppression away from the field. Like it's now open. You know, now you're both able to special summon, and your opponent when they're playing Machina hero is building up that hand so it can explode. So yeah, take the Royal Oppression out at your own risk. I think at this point you're probably just happier getting beat up by Stratos, but not into the end of the game. So good match to watch. Some really high level players on some really cool decks, and we saw some impressive play.